Hi everybody, in this video we're going to be covering Traxler's immortal game, and this is actually going to be the Traxler variation in the Italian opening. Let's go. So Traxler is playing as black, and the game starts in the Italian opening. Bishop goes to c4, and then knight goes to f6, making this into the two knights defense because there are two knights that black has moved. Oops. Now, White decided to do the knight g5 attack, and as we know, black can move the pawn to d5, which is the main line, the most common line. But there's also the Traxler move, which is bishop c5. Now, this is actually not a very good idea for black to do. White can bring the bishop to f7. After king goes to somewhere, white can try to bring this bishop back, and white does get an extra pawn in this position. So it is not very popular these days because of how well computers analyze positions, and this was also like a game that was more than 100 years old. But Traxler does move the bishop to c5, hoping that they capture this pawn with the knight, which is what happened in the game. And now the idea goes that if white captures that pawn, black is going to attack the opponent's king with a bishop sacrifice. Now in the game, they actually didn't capture this bishop, but if they captured it, black can capture this back with this, and then the queen will get out, the king will be getting into some attacks. This is not going to be very ideal for white. So usually, well, in the game they went to e2, black brought the knight to d4, attacking the opponent's king. The king went to d3 in the game, and now black pushed the pawn to b5. So we're trying to attack the opponent even more. Now you might be wondering, why doesn't white just capture the queen? If they capture the queen, there's an attack like this. We can capture the opponent's bishop. After they capture us back, you can do a check with your bishop. Like maybe they'll move the king over somewhere like here. We can check the king again. If the king goes somewhere like there, we can try to trap the opponent's queen. So black will get into a better position. We will capture the queen back. In the game, Reinisch doesn't capture that queen. Instead, he moved the bishop back, and after bishop goes back to there, Traxler does another sacrifice, knight captures e4, and this is when white decides to capture the queen. And it is time to make an attack. We are going to be doing all tempo moves in order to be able to win this game. Traxler continues with knight c5, checking this king. There's only one square, king c3, and now knight e2. Now, of course, the knight can be captured by the queen, but the reason why black sacrificed this knight is to be able to bring this bishop. Now the king has very limited squares. It can only go to b4. And after that, a5. Boom. We're trying to bring the king even more inside, and they actually captured this. If they didn't capture that pawn, they can also go to a3. If the king goes to a3, can you find the checkmate? So the checkmate is going to be a pawn b4. A very fancy checkmate. Because a tiny piece like a pawn can do that checkmate in the middle of the board. That's why white moved the king to b5, and now again we need to keep attacking the king. We need to bring more pieces to develop and attack at the same time. So bishop goes to a6, the king goes to a5, and now we can try to do some discovered checks. The bishop goes to d3. So Traxler doesn't capture the queen, which is funny, but he does a check with the rook this way. The king can only go to b4 right now. And after king goes to b4, bishop goes to, knight goes to a6, king will go to a4. That's what happened in the game, but it doesn't really matter right now. After that, king goes to there. We are doing a knight sacrifice so that the rook does this check. And after king goes to b4, everybody, there is a very nice checkmate that black can do. And the checkmate is pawn c5. So this is how Traxler made his attack famous. This is a checkmate in 17 moves, just because white captured an f7 with the knight. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.